This episode of the Wayang Crew podcast is brought to you by Times Cineplex. Hey, welcome back everyone to yet another episode of the Wayang Crew podcast. It's me, Kevin, speaking to you on this podcast where we talk about all things movies, especially movies that are playing here in Brunei Darussalam. This week we'll be giving you a review of Aladdin, which is the latest live-action remake from Disney. First up, it's my co-host, it's Del.
Hello.
What's up?
It's the final stretch coming up for the month of Puasa. It's I think 10 more days to go.
Yeah, we've got 10 more days to go.
Yeah, people are getting sick left and right.
Yeah, I'm not feeling 100% today. I'm a bit under the weather. Naz is as well.
Yeah.
So is Afif. Which brings me to our next co-host. It's Naz. What's up, Naz?
Sup?
What's up?
I'm getting better.
And you left.
Yay!
I think I spread all my
Yeah, already cooties to everyone.
my cookies yesterday. So
I'm still good. Just
Okay.
came back from KK. Maybe that's
wow.
why.
You weren't here. That's why. After tonight, though.
yeah.
Up next, it's the other co-host on the podcast. He's back. It's Afif.
Hey,
What's up?
I had the most probably unproductive day by normal standards.
What did that entail?
I bought a new PC and I played the game the whole day.
How is that unproductive?
I mean, to some people, they might be doing something,
you
I don't
bought a
know.
new PC though.
Yeah. I
I
haven't-
finally got good specs.
That's really productive.
I have been using a potato ever since, so
Like an actual potato.
yeah.
Like you
I
plugged
mean,
in the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mashed potato now, but
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it depends who you ask. To me, that's kind of productive. I wouldn't give you like a hard time
Yeah,
for not being productive.
I had the time of my life, but
There you go.
Yeah,
So at least you had fun.
yeah thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as I mentioned up top, this week we are talking about Aladdin, which is showing here in local cinemas. But first, let's get to the news. Did you guys check out some trailers that hit us this week? First up, we got a trailer for Toy Story 4. It's the final trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm sold. Like, I was a bit hesitant about this movie. I wasn't sure if we needed it. Now, seeing more of the story and, all the characters that we love through the ages, I'm like, yeah, like, give me more Toy Story. I could use one more movie.
This trailer is it does complement those that came before, but then this whole movie and its trailers have not been exciting enough for me because it feels like just another sequel or just another episode in the franchise of Toy Story. Like it kind of finished, like the story of Woody and the
Buzz
kid.
and Andy.
The relationship with Andy has already ended in 3, so this feels unnecessary, but hopefully it'll be good.
If anything, I just want to see Keanu Reeves in this. He's Duke
Yeah.
Kaboom. He's
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah.
he's a guy on a motorcycle. He's like,
I'd
"Whoa,
watch it for
check
that."
me out. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this trailer?
For me, well, like you at first, I wasn't really looking forward to it. But after knowing Keanu Reeves is gonna be in, I'm in.
I'm sold.
John Wick himself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We also got a trailer this week for this movie, which is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's the 9th film from Tarantino, and it looks good. Like, we know what this movie is now. We see Brad Pitt, we see Leonardo DiCaprio, we see a whole slew of other A-list actors in this movie. I think I lost count of how many there are.
Yeah. I saw a lot.
It's always
there-
gonna be like that.
Really? There was
Margot Robbie.
there were only a few, bah? Was there a lot? I can't remember.
Well, okay. Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, Burt Reynolds, Al Pacino, Tim Roth,
a
Zoe
lot.
Bell, Michael Madsen. There's a lot. Luke
That's a lot.
Luke Perry's in this
Luke
as well.
Perry, yeah,
Oh, wow.
His last on-screen appearance.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Emil Hirsch is in this movie. Dakota Fanning as well.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, I
Bill
saw Dakota
Hirsch?
Fanning.
Yeah, they're all in this movie. This is
I didn't know Bill Hirsch is in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I stand corrected, Kev. But this trailer did nothing for me because the first one already sold me. This one, it doesn't show anything. It's just cut.
Yeah.
Well, they can't show you the whole movie.
True. But then the first one was such a good one. So I'm still going to watch this no matter what. It's just that this trailer is a little underwhelming compared to the first one.
The first one. This is coming out at the end of July, so all of us, we are going to watch this movie
If
if
yeah.
it comes to Brunei.
that's
Yes.
All right.
Keep forgetting about that.
We also got a trailer for this movie, which is definitely coming out in Brunei. It's Terminator Dark Fate. It's the teaser trailer.
Are you sure it's definitely coming?
Well,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, pasal
You're
ni,
giving me
they-
doubts.
Ani Terminator, pernah aku lihat ni yang dulu.
Oh yeah, that's what they would say too.
The first two were rated R.
Syok ni, syok. We see a bit more than what we've seen in the promo pics, although it's taken straight. Well, no, I should say that the promo pictures that we got a couple of weeks ago are straight from the scenes
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this teaser trailer. We see, of course, the return of Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor.
Nice.
She is as bad as ever. It seems like the break that she's had from Terminator 2 up to this movie has just hardened her.
Yeah.
Did you say she is as bad as ever
As
or
badass?
as badass as
It's
ever?
a pun.
Well,
guys.
yeah, bad. I just want to say bad. Mackenzie Davis, who we've seen in a couple of movies, including Blade Runner 49 and what's that other movie she was in recently? I can't remember. Anyway,
Yeah,
does
okay.
not matter. She plays like a cyborg Terminator thing.
Yeah.
Like reminds me of Sam Worthington's character, who doesn't know that she's a cyborg, although she kind of does because she blocks like metal.
I
and
think she knows. It's just her expression.
Okay.
Seems like she doesn't know what she is.
I thought she knows she's a cyborg,
Because
but
she
she's
came-
also very conscious of the fact that she is also human. Maybe
I think so.
Oh.
She's like
she's a hybrid.
she's a hybrid. Yeah,
That's what I got from the trailer. I don't know.
like Sam Worthington's character. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of forgot that one, so I don't know what you're talking about.
From
But
Salvation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie, there's a lot of shots in this trailer that harkens back to Terminator 2, like the part with the truck and him with the metal rod
Yeah.
throwing it. And we see the new Terminator, which to me is cool because one Terminator becomes two Terminators. Like the liquid metal part of him becomes another
Another,
Terminator. And
Yeah.
you have the endoskeleton in Terminator. I'm saying Terminator a lot. I'm just kind of excited for this.
Terminator.
None of the sequels ever harken back to the original, which is a bit disappointing because the original is a sci-fi horror and everything else followed were sci-fi
Action, yeah.
Yeah. Can't they ever go back to the first one? The tone, the
It's a bit hard to go back because if you think about it, yes, it was a sci-fi horror because we didn't understand what the Terminator was. It was just this thing that showed up, came back through
Yeah.
time, and it was just killing. And that's where the suspense was. But in Terminator 2, he becomes a protector, and then there's time travel.
Not true, because the first one, the way it was shot as a horror. There were suspense, and there were a lot of scary parts, but then everything else is just action.
Okay, so here's a theory. What if James Cameron decided that for the first one, it's going to be a sci-fi horror? And for the second one, he said, I'm going to change the genre here and do a sci-fi action.
So then more mainstream and
And for the third one, he goes, you know what? This is going to be a sci-fi comedy.
Oh my
No.
goodness!
No.
No.
I see what you
I mean,
did there.
it could be. I mean, we see old man Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, the T-800. He's still around. He's aged now, obviously, because his living flesh over
Yep.
metal endoskeleton ages like a normal human. But his expressions are as cold as ever. I'm excited to see this. This is coming out in November. Mulan, which is a movie Disney is coming out with, another live-action remake of one of their animated classics, scheduled to come out in March of 2020, that's next year. It is reported that Mulan will have the highest ever budget for Disney.
What?
It's crossing like $300 million.
Oh,
to
is
shoot
it-
Why
this
would
movie.
they?
Because
it
of
being
the
shot
extras,
outside?
right?
I have no idea why.
For the Huns.
Or where it's being shot at?
I honestly don't know, but it was also revealed that one of the new characters that is going to be introduced in the live action remake, because the movie doesn't follow the Disney animated movie 100%, is going to be a witch called Xian Lang. And it's that's why it's also reported, more than $300 million. Like we joked about this on the show a couple of months ago. Are they building like a whole China?
Oh.
like a whole emperor's palace?
Like the wall.
the
as
wall.
well.
Like they're going to build a section of the Great Wall of
Maybe
China.
a lot of extras, ka.
I have no idea why.
I
but
know why.
Because the people.
Because they are doing a very special CGI Mushu.
Is Mushi really gonna be there?
Is he gonna be Eddie Murphy?
don't know. It's been said that there isn't going to be an animated Mushu.
Huh?
But it's a bit hard because
Because he
There's
carried.
no reason
Yeah.
why.
He's like the genie.
Yeah.
For the movie.
he's the catalyst for the
Yeah.
character.
No. Genie for Aladdin is like a core character you can't do without. Mushu, on the other hand, is a pet.
Okay.
Who awakens the ancestors.
Yeah.
Cling, 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 cling.
But What?
I have fond memories of the Disney classic
Yeah.
Mulan, but I'm kind of cautious about this. Let me see a trailer and then I'll make my decision.
They say it's not going to be a musical, which is a good thing because the music from the animated movie wasn't that great.
I loved it.
Except Reflection.
I like
Everything else
Make
is
a Man
like,
Out of
You're
You.
picking like the lowest in my list. Though. but yep.
Yeah.
Really? What's the one that's like really good? Other than Making a Man Out of You?
Oh man, you got that. Yeah.
That's it.
I rest my case.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just those two ga.
Those two.
I mean, yeah.
Speaking of lists, on the show we have been talking about the domestic box office lists and worldwide box office for Avengers Endgame. Now, Endgame has beaten Avatar at the US domestic box office. In the US, it has earned $770 million, but it still hasn't taken the number one spot for the worldwide domestic. Avengers Endgame now sits at $2,650,000,000. So it's about $100 million or so off. There's a lot of publications going around saying that, you know what, it's really slowing down. I don't think it's going to make it. I kind of agree with them. I think the time has gone. It's been about a month.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really slowed down.
At least they're second.
No, but then when Spider-Man comes out in June, there could be people going back to watch Endgame
That's
as
true.
well.
That's true.
And also, maybe sometime next year, they could do a re-release for Endgame, and that's when it'll catch up with Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, if they re-released it, they would probably beat
IMAX only.
Avatar. Yeah,
They're both with Disney now, so Disney may not even care about this.
True. Because either way, it's win-win for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are going to see both of them.
Yeah.
Here's something that I want to see. We talked about John Wick 3 last week, and John Wick 4 has been confirmed, and it has been announced that they are targeting a 2021 release date. So 2 years to go.
3?
Oh man,
No,
why can't it be
2
next
years,
year?
2
Yes,
years.
yeah.
2 years.
He has to train the whole 2 years.
He has to, resurrect it first because
Yeah.
how could anyone survive that fall?
Well,
But the movie's gonna be right after his fall.
that's going to be the driving motivation for him because he's really pissed off.
What are they gonna use now other than dogs?
More
no idea.
dogs.
More dogs.
More dogs.
Poor dog.
I now have 2 dogs.
Maybe a tiger.
No. Speaking of John Wick, Keanu Reeves, now he says he still wants to play John Constantine.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I say go for it. I didn't mind the first Constantine movie. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was good for me.
It was okay.
I never read the comics, and I know that there's an animation series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's in an animation series like with the Justice League, right?
Right. There is also a series.
Oh yeah, he's British in that one,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
he?
Wait,
Yeah.
there's a TV
From
series
the
of John?
CW.
John Constantine
The
is
one with,
British to begin with.
Yeah.
That's true.
But Keanu's not British.
Keanu is Keanu.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has no designation.
Keanu is Keanu.
I like that. Keanu is Keanu. Ghostbusters, which is a movie we've talked about. It is coming out with a sequel, which is set for release next year, 2020. Now, Dan Aykroyd, who plays Ray Stantz, one of the Ghostbusters, he's one of the original cast. He says that he has plans for a 60s high school prequel, which will star the 4 characters. And this will be set in 1969. The original movie was in 1983. And this is where they meet. And they all went to the same school in New Jersey. And they have some adventures there. Now, would you like to see a younger cast? Like, I think this is like a Stranger Things kind of thing where you have a group of young boys, maybe in uni or in high school. I don't know. Do they do their shenanigans? Because they're already doing the paranormal stuff in Ghostbusters, the first movie.
Yeah.
Like you had Venkman like studying psychics, I think. And then you had the rest of them going, yeah, ghosts exist. Like, look, it's ectoplasm and they exist.
They will be undoing everything from Ghostbusters 1. That's when they got together for the first time.
And even Roland, the fourth guy.
Oh yeah.
They only met on the spot in the first
Oh,
movie.
Winston, yeah.
Winston.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
Roland,
Winston.
Winston.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the cartoon. Never mind.
Dan Aykroyd has been saying he's got plans for Ghostbusters for 30 years. I will not be surprised if this movie doesn't come to pass.
It probably won't. I don't think it will. I think they'll just continue on with the next movie that's coming out. And then just leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Did you guys know that there is a Tom and Jerry movie on the way?
Yes?
With the real cat.
No. It's like Smurfs.
It is a hybrid movie. I don't know what a hybrid movie is.
You've never seen one?
Real actors
You
and
have
CGI.
not seen Smurf?
Is it gonna be like Stuart Little?
Oh, I see. So like animated
Yeah.
cat and mouse.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be like real people acting as well.
Are there people gonna be just feet?
I have no idea.
Actually, no. There was a movie where Tom and Jerry were trying to help their kid owner. I think.
Oh, that
Or
one. That was
that
like
one.
the first movie.
I have no idea.
I have
like
no
some-
idea.
The girl Robin, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it could be something like
That's
that.
a cartoon.
I mean, they could just adapt something like that.
Would you watch this?
Yeah.
With my siblings.
I wanna hear Tom's voice. Like,
Or his scream.
Too ashamed to go on your own to the cinema, so you gotta bring your siblings
Yeah.
as an excuse.
I hope they have like Tom singing or something, because like when he's trying to flirt with the female cat, he has a deep voice.
Well, this is cutting really deep into the lore of Tom and Jerry.
It's so cute.
I don't know if I want this, but again, show me a trailer, I'll give you my decision. Sonic the Hedgehog, which has been delayed over the character design outcry, that has been pushed back to February 2020.
Oh, when was it supposed to come out?
November this year.
Oh, because they gotta change the
Change the eyes,
Change
give
the-
him less fur. I don't know, would this be a new trend for Hollywood, like to listen to backlash and
fans.
outcry and sort of take petitions into account and then do character designs?
If they do that, then The Last Jedi would not exist in the future, and
and
a lot more. Game of Thrones will be remade.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, if they remake in the next few years, it's probably be better. Maybe
Maybe.
they'll wait for the books and actually have
Oh yeah.
material to follow.
I mean,
That's
if the
true,
books
that's
were
true.
ever
Yeah.
gonna be released.
I mean, they can remake it in 20 years, assuming the books are done by then.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a video game character. I wasn't like a huge fan of the game, but I was kind of, interested to see the trailer. And when I saw it, I had no problems personally.
I didn't really have that much problems, but
The best part about the trailer was Jim Carrey and James Marsden.
yes,
That's it.
James
That was
Marsden.
it.
Yeah.
So that's a video game movie, and Sony says it wants to adapt its PlayStation games for film and TV.
All of them?
I don't know. Well, there's a
Film and TV?
in the article I'm looking at a picture of Crash Bandicoot and
Oh.
I would
Kratos.
like.
I'd like
oh,
to see
okay.
Crash.
For me, I would like to watch an Uncharted movie, a standalone Uncharted movie.
I don't think they're ever gonna make one.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I can only hope.
There was that fan film that came out
Yeah,
with Nathan Fillion.
yeah,
which
watched
was
it.
actually not bad. Because when you see Drake and then you see
Nathan,
a picture of Nathan
yeah,
Fillion,
they
you're like,
look-
that's
Kinda
him.
like
yeah.
And he does have the quips and he is sort of like a Nathan Drake. But what would happen if Sony came up with their own universe? Because it says here now, they looked at Marvel Studios and what they've done with comic book movies and comic books. And they said they've got about 25 years of game development at Sony, which includes Crash Bandicoot and, like I
Yeah.
mentioned,
Yeah.
Kratos. So what if they started like making movies based on their games? It is a curse in Hollywood where a video game movie generally doesn't do very well.
Yeah.
Is this something that Sony or Sony Entertainment should do?
Give us a good video game movie first,
Yeah.
and then you talk about all this universe and getting other properties together.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good on paper, but they have to.
There's always Netflix if they
Show us
don't
first,
want to like do 100%.
And don't start with Crash Bandicoot as the first one.
This sounds like a couple of guys sitting down late at night after a party and they're like, you know what? We should make a movie about God of War. Yes! And also Crash Bandicoot.
that guy at the edge of the table. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
And we'll get Ryan Reynolds to voice it.
All right, so that's the news this week on the Wayang Crew podcast. If you want to get in touch with us here on the show, check out our contact links down below, which leads us to our next bit of the show, which is our review of Aladdin from Disney Studios. It's the latest live-action remake of their classic animated movie. And yeah, I mean, if you don't know the story of Aladdin, generally what it is that there's a street rat. Well, I don't mean that in any derogatory form. There's a poor boy by the name of Aladdin, and he has a best friend who's a monkey named Abu. And he one day meets this mysterious, beautiful girl at the market. And it turns out she's a princess, and he is recruited somehow by the vizier of the Sultan of Agrabah to go into the Cave of Wonders and take this mysterious lamp. And then it ends up he becomes the person who releases the genie from the lamp. Now he has 3 wishes. That's the story. It's the classic story of Aladdin. If you haven't seen it, go and check out the original animated version. You owe it to yourself. What did you guys think of this live action remake?
I liked it. Will Smith as Genie was not the worst part, but then actually it was one of the better parts of the movie. His enthusiasm or his acting and what he brought to this character that we all know so well from the animated movie is something quite special as well, because he was able to not make audience cringe. And I guess that is all we can ask for. But Aladdin was okay. What's his name? Masood. Mina Masood. But best part is Jasmine. She is a princess. She's a Disney princess now, this Naomi Scott. And when she sings, she can really sing. Not like Aladdin, not like Masood, who kind of was overpowered by Jasmine's vocal when they did the duet. But then the worst casting for me was Jafar. Because he did not look menacing. He didn't look scary. He didn't look like an evil genius or just an evil bad guy. His squeaky voice is turned off. But then there were some changes made to the story itself.
Yep.
Where there's a lot more of a female empowerment, which was done very tastefully, and there was this different portrayal of a Disney princess where she is stronger, she has more of a mind of her own, and she wants to lead her country. So it gives a really nice positive touch to the whole story, and especially when all these Disney princesses in the past were kind of like not taking charge.
Like
Yeah,
maiden
like-
in distress.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, save
Yes,
me,
like,
save
oh,
me.
I can't wait to see my prince. Like, they're like that. But this one, she's more focused on like, I want to be a good leader.
I want to lead.
Yeah.
It's
And like the love part is secondary to her. She finds
mean-
love anyway, but her main focus was like she wants to be a good leader.
She has a character trait for
Yeah.
this one instead of just a one-dimensional damsel in distress.
okay.
She wasn't even a damsel
No,
in
no,
distress.
no, not in this
No.
one. The
Yeah.
old one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else you want to add on to?
Yeah, I would like to say Jafar is the weakest link in the movie
Yeah.
because I rewatched some parts of the old Aladdin, and despite them giving him another dimension to his character, which is he was a normal person.
Yeah. He was a street rat.
It was
as
a straight
well.
as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice touch, but
Wasn't that in the cartoon as well, though?
I don't
I
think it
can't
was.
remember.
I
No,
don't think it
the
was.
origin
That
of
was new.
Jafar in the cartoon was never revealed.
He was
Yeah.
just a vizier.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
already up
who
there.
wanted
and-
power. That's it. And this one gave him a touch that he was someone normal back then, and his ambition is very high, and he kept to it. But yeah, Jafar, and I kind of wish that they gave him a song,
Right.
Huh.
He was supposed to sing actually, like in the
a
original
version
yeah.
of.
a version of the
Prince
street.
Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Prince
then
Ali.
and then they heard his squeaky voice.
I
That's
guess
when they're
what-
like, yeah, this doesn't work. I think that was a big miscast. They could have gotten someone with more of a presence on screen.
Yes,
Yes.
because Jafar, Aladdin is nothing without Jafar in the original cartoon. We know Aladdin, we know Jafar, like that. And I thought, like this movie, if you want to watch it, the people who carry it are only Jasmine,
Genie.
and
Abu?
Aladdin. Abu. Sorry.
No,
Abu was cute.
you're missing one. Carpet.
Yeah.
Actually,
Aw.
Carpet was pretty cool.
Carpet
as
had
well.
to carry all of them.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah. For me, like Jasmine was perfectly casted. She was beautiful. She's really smart, really outspoken, and she can really sing. I was surprised. For the songs, they were all really good, but I had a problem with the first song, which was Arabian Night. I think, so that one, like, I thought Will Smith
I think
auto-tune kind of messed it up a bit.
Naomi Scott is such a strong singer that she made everyone look bad.
I guess so.
Honestly.
I think so, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? I kind of wish she had a more catchier song.
Yeah, the self-empowerment
Speechless?
song. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Speechless,
we-
yeah.
we just
I mean,
got-
it's a nice song.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just released as a music video. When she came on screen, like she was magnetic, and when she walked out onto the stairs and
Yeah.
walking down, and the camera just followed her, you are mesmerized.
Yeah.
She really can portray as a princess and someone with a lot of just positive energy.
Yeah. she's
Really, that
poised.
can
Very
capture.
charismatic as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she wants to do so much good. So that really translates from like her stature and
Like the way she conducts herself,
Yeah.
the way she
Yeah.
carries herself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
she's a
Like,
princess. Like
yeah.
you look at her, like, oh, she's
Not just a princess, but a princess that has something to say.
Yes. Like when they made her sultan, we were like, yes. Like, no objections. Like, yeah, make her sultan.
like okay, that's where that you had to.
yeah. Yeah.
I think you're all right. You all have some valid points there. To me, I think that one of the big misses for me, like you said, was Jafar.
Yeah.
He's like, I wouldn't say he's the weakest link, but he's one of the weak
Yeah,
links.
one
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
In terms of portraying that character who we've known very well all these years from the
Yeah.
cartoon movie, this is a whole different take. So they might have been going for a different direction, but you're right. It's as if he doesn't fit in that world.
Yeah.
He doesn't fit in that palace environment. Like, what are you even doing there? You could be doing something else. You could be a model, because you're too good looking.
Yes.
Yes.
He is.
I thought I had.
There you go.
Like his beard, the lack of
fluff.
facial fluff. Yeah, the lack of
Why do you look like Drake?
like when he said he wanted to marry Princess Jasmine, we were supposed to be grossed out, but here we're like,
Reasonable.
And wait, going into the negative, like why did he suddenly want to marry Princess Jasmine?
So he can be the.
But he can be
doesn't-
himself.
Yeah, he's already
He doesn't
Sultan.
need to be
Yeah.
married.
I don't know.
There was such a weird turn of events. But also, there were a few other like kind of plot holes where when they were fighting to get back the lamp between Jafar and Aladdin and Jasmine actually held the lamp
And she could've-
herself.
yeah,
she
she
could have just
made a
rubbed
wish.
it and then she will have 3 wishes too.
Yeah, but I think they were trying to follow the original story, I guess.
Yeah, but then it's like Winter Soldier suddenly got to hold on to Captain America's shield.
Yeah.
There's some significance there, but they never explored it. Unlike Winter Soldier. There's also the when they were on the magic carpet,
Yeah.
they did the whole magic carpet
Yeah.
ride. It was such an underwhelming experience.
Yes, I think they could have done more actions instead of they were just like an animatronic machine, right?
I have no idea.
I have
Were
no
they-
idea.
Yeah, it's a machine and it's just a green screen.
Right.
So I'm guessing like
No, but then when they did the green screen, there's nothing to see. Whereas
Yeah.
in the cartoon, you have they really went on a magic carpet
Yeah.
ride in a whole new world with different perspective. This one is just trees and
but I think
river.
because realistically,
I mean, they wouldn't go all
Like,
the way
all the way
to
to
Greece
Moscow.
and
Of
China.
course not. But then
yeah.
show something more than just
Right.
The same
like
scenery.
a
Yeah.
plane ride. Like you get to see that any
Yeah.
other day.
Yeah, true. I
No,
thought they could have
the
moved
magic
around
wasn't
more.
there.
The biggest gripe I have with this movie is, I'm sorry to say, it's Aladdin himself. When the movie started, yes, he's a street rat and you see him doing all these things and he's kind of acrobatic and he's doing some cool moves, but he's not the same Aladdin who is witty and smart and calculative, and
Yeah.
that's what gives him
Yes.
his edge. Because that whole thing with the genie when he first meets Will Smith,
Yeah.
and he tries to sort of hide the lamp and
Yeah.
pass it to Abu. I'm like thinking, no, that doesn't show that this guy is smart. That doesn't show that this guy is street smart. Because in the animated
right.
movie, he actually has this face. He goes like, so I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he tricked
like
the
he
genie
he tricked
into
the
a-
genie.
yeah, he tricked the genie. In
Save
this
him.
movie, he sort of tricks him, but then it doesn't feel like a trick.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's like, let me see if this works. And that was
Yeah.
it. It wasn't like, I'm going to own you
Yeah.
kind of thing. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is the arrival of Prince Ali
Yes. I
in
agree.
Agrabah. And I was fearing that scene the most before I saw it because I thought this was like the impact scene
Yeah.
in the animated movie when he comes in and it's all over the place. And,
Yeah.
Robin Williams, credit to his character development, he was everywhere. So that whole thing was the genie just putting magic everywhere
Yeah.
in the cartoon. But we do see that here.
Yes.
And I'm very happy. A Friend Like Me, it's a special song to me. And Will Smith did not butcher it at all. He did.
No, yeah.
He did it justice. He did his own take on it, and
Yep.
I think he did very, very well.
That was
Agreed.
that song that kind of suited him the most.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you said, the first one, I think he butchered that song.
I think I thought Arabian Nights was like okay.
Yeah,
It was
Arabian
so-
Nights
it was just
really
okay.
weird.
Yeah. And then I had low expectations right after that
Right,
song.
that's right.
And then A Friend Like Me happened, and I was like, okay, this is really good.
Okay.
Credit
yeah.
to Will Smith. My favorite scene was, and this was something that the animated movie could not do, was the acting
Yeah.
when he got released as a genie. And you see that in his face, that the disbelief that sense of like something that he's wanted for so long, and then
Yeah.
he suddenly got it, but he couldn't believe that is it true or not, and then he kind of teared up, which made me tear up as well.
Yeah,
So that
I
was
agree.
really in his acting, and
Yeah.
that was
He did really
all
well. I thought Will
Yeah.
Smith was amazing as Genie.
So, to all the haters who had big problems with Will Smith being cast as the genie, I hope that's all been put to rest by his performance in the actual movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's in local cinemas. Let's give our review for Aladdin. Del.
7.5 rubs on the lamp.
No, okay. I'm so glad you finished it with rubs on the lamp. Naz,
9 magic carpets out of 10.
Wow.
that's a very high score.
Yes,
all right?
because I don't know, it gave a lot of feelings. Like when I was watching it, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was like shaking as well because I was excited the whole time. Afif was sitting next to me, and I was like shaking, and I think he felt me shaking. Yeah.
All right, Afif.
7.5 golden camels.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Did you notice in the parade the golden camels were so small?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I will give this movie a 7 friend like me's out of 10. I think that this is an okay live action remake of the classic Disney story, which is Aladdin. And if you haven't seen it, do go to your local cinemas and check it out. It is still showing. And with that, let's get to our next bit of the show, which is...
Oi, apa liat-liat? Apa liat-liat? Hoi, 看什么看？
Apa liat liat? 那看什么看？
Apa liat-liat? See what see? 笑了。
That is right, it's Apa Liat Liat, and it's what else we have been watching besides Aladdin. Del, Apa Liat Liat.
I saw this little movie called Galveston that came out last year, starring Ben Foster and Elle Fanning. And they don't make this kind of movies like they used to. It's a bit slow, yes, but then they move the story with visuals and the cinematography. There's the dialogue itself is not a lot, but then scene by scene you can follow what the actors are going through because their characters are so broken. They have a lot of baggage with them, and you can see it from their performances, their facial expression. And there was a dark turn in the storyline, which kind of propels the main character into this direction, and then to finish it off with something that is quiet and subdued, but also very moving, and leaves you with a feeling of sadness. So they don't make a lot of these movies, yeah.
So it's a very character-driven, but true performance and true cinematography.
Yeah.
This is that movie where Elle Fanning plays like a very, let's just say it, she's a sex worker.
No,
no,
not
she's
real.
she's an exotic. I don't know what she is.
She dabbles, I guess.
Okay, she dabbles.
She dabbles, and then there is a twist on, not really a twist, but something that you don't see coming, or it's just something that is a surprise, right?
Okay.
So I don't want to go into that, but yes, you are right. It is that movie, and Ben Foster plays a character that he found out he's terminally ill, so he just goes on this rampage.
They go on a road trip or something.
Accidentally, I had to kill somebody and then ran away.
Okay, I think I saw the trailer for this,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
didn't see the movie. All right, Naz, Apa Liat Liat.
I binge watched the whole season of Titans on Netflix.
Wow,
Yeah.
DC's Titans.
DC's Titans, yeah.
Okay, so you saw the
Uh,
end of it, and you
yeah.
saw that little peek at Batman, and
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Initially, I was surprised that it was rated 7 or 8 out of 10 online. IMDb, I think, and like 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. Because initially, the first few episodes, I was like, what?
it's
is
very
this?
slow.
Yeah.
It's,
But then, like, the second half of the season, I was like, this is really good.
yeah, actually picks up. Yeah.
Yeah, so the slow character development kind of paid off, and I thought Dick Grayson kind of carried. He was really good.
Well,
I
it
thought,
is centered around him.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And what's his name? I thought Jason Todd was portrayed really well. Had a problem with Raven because she was so emo, so emo, and like her expressions were annoying. Because all she does is like eye roll people. So
I
was
haven't
annoyed by that.
seen it, but Raven is played by Minka Kelly. Is that right?
No, Tegan's.
Oh, okay, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I really like Minka Kelly.
Yeah. Minka Kelly is Dove.
Dove,
Done.
yes.
I liked her. I liked her there.
Okay.
So she was, I was
Okay.
like, okay.
Afif.
Oh, I actually wanted to watch Godzilla movies. Did you know there are 35 Godzilla movies.
Yeah,
Wow,
from like
I
the
didn't know.
1950s.
But-
I'll give up just right now.
But then I decided to watch back Pacific Rim. That was one of my favorite movies. I mean, it's enough action, enough character development.
The first
What?
one.
Yeah, the first one. No,
Directed by Guillermo del
there's
Toro.
a second one?
Well,
I don't think there's a second one. No.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the Godzilla movie.
Wait. What movie did you say?
Pacific Rim.
Wasn't there a second one?
He's being sarcastic
No,
now.
I don't like this. I pretended
Okay,
as
I
if
didn't
that
get it.
doesn't
Sorry,
exist.
sorry.
No, it's alright.
I was just listening, but
Do you like it though? The second one.
I never liked these.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But
Horrible.
yeah,
This big kaiju movies.
I love it. The Pacific Rim. Yeah, all the kaijus. So yeah, I'm just preparing myself.
You're ramping
Godzilla.
up for next week.
Yeah.
Because Godzilla is coming to Brunei next week, which will be our next episode. Back to me, I surprisingly, for some strange reason, this week started watching this Korean drama series
Whoa.
called Oh My Ghost. It's not new, it's a couple of years old. And I don't know why I started watching it, but I gave it a chance. And from episode 1, it hooked me. I'm 7 episodes in, and there's only 16 episodes to this, and I guess I'm enjoying it. So that's
I
it.
mean, what's the story? I mean, a ghost?
It's about this ghost who
Walks.
can't go over to heaven because she has some unfinished business. Let's just say that.
Oh.
She's not
You
an
mean-
evil ghost.
You mean the character of every ghost out there?
She's not an evil ghost. She just has some things that she wants to sort out before she says,
Right.
I'll go up there. And she ends up possessing a woman's body who has the same energy as her. And then she ends up being stuck in there for a while. And she's like, I can't get out of this body. So she lives this life. Yeah, that's all I can say. But I think it's okay. And it's like every Korean drama series. It just keeps you watching till the end. And then it drops like a little hint. And it goes like, look, check out the next episode. And that's how they get you. So that's going to be it this week. That's what we've been watching on Liat Liat. Next week, we will be giving you a review of Godzilla, King of Monsters. It's a big one. It's coming to Brunei, and it will also be our 100th episode here on the Wayang Crew podcast. We've been doing this a while, Del. We've been on every episode of the Wayang Crew podcast.
I won't be here next week.
Oh, wow. For the 100th episode, you
Yeah.
won't be here. But do join us next week as we give you our review of Godzilla. This is the Wayang Crew, and we're saying goodbye. I'd like to thank Del, Naz, and Afif. We'll see you on the next one.